a lady, um, really. And it's amazing to see when someone uses everything, every gift that she has been given. And I think, Lisa, that is one thing that I pick up from your journey and, everything that you have achieved thus far. Good afternoon and welcome to the Lifestyle Show. How are you, Lisa?
Wow, TC, thank you so much. What a gorgeous um what's the word? Oh, I'm at a
Introduction.
floor of words. Yeah, what a fabulous introduction. Thank you so much. I'm gobsmacked. Speechless, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and what a privilege to be on your radio station. So thank you for having me.
Oh, I am so, so pleased because you know what? To tell you the truth, this is the first time to ever have someone with such a colorful, industry that is in such a colorful industry, an exciting industry. And you know what? I know that you're probably not able to see me, but I think I dressed the part today because I'm wearing a pink jacket. So, like a formal jacket. And then I've
Darling.
got a duck on which has a little bit of black, yellow, and pink. So I don't know, Liesel, if I'm styling it or
I am
not. But I think
I totally have to
you'll be the
see
judge
you.
of that. You'll be the judge of that. I'll send you a picture of myself, and you'll be the judge of, okay, TC, maybe you could have done this or you could have done that.
You
to
know, TC, I want to add that a lot of people when they meet me, they like think that I'm going to judge them and how they
Yes,
actually
I'm
look.
literally
But I
nervous right
actually
now.
don't. Promise you, I actually don't do that. I just feel like if you can show up confidently in your own skin for yourself, then that's all the judgment you need.
Oh,
You know what I
wow.
mean? And forget about the rest and what anybody else thinks. It's about you showing up for yourself,
I
and that's
love
all that
it.
matters.
I love it.
So I do not judge. I love style. I love seeing how people put looks and outfits and colors together. And when they show up confidently in whatever they're wearing, it could be a pair of jeans. You
Mm.
know, it becomes a game changer. So I have no doubt that you do not lack confidence and that you are owning your look today. So you go, girl.
Yes, it's all about owning it. I've heard that before, that it's all about owning your look. So young Liesel, what led you to or inspired you to go into this industry of being a stylist and image consultant?
You know, I think it goes back many, many years. I have a background as a fashion buyer. So I was a fashion buyer for over 16 years and then reversed the roles and actually went into manufacturing. Um, and I think that I found that, as a mom, it was Mother's Day yesterday. And like you were saying earlier, we are mothers to everybody. And, having two small kids traveling the world, where your job kind of took over your life. And my husband and I, we were kind of in a position where it was becoming too much. We were both in hectic jobs, and one of us had to, of course, you know, um, take a back seat on their career. And I mean, I promise you, my late husband and I, we flipped a coin and I took the back seat. And I was like, actually, I will do that. I'll be the stay-at-home mom. And I mean, when you a career-driven woman and you living this amazing life, and now from all of that to nothing, I couldn't sit at home doing nothing. And I was actually doing two jobs at one stage and looking after the kids, but it was such an investment, and I definitely have no regrets. But when my son got to matric, I was kind of like, whoa, what am I doing with my life? Where am I going? All of that. And I decided that, with all my expertise, I had then at that stage, I was dressing, kind of taking a lot of my friends and family and sisters shopping, and I was doing some friends' wardrobes. And then I just thought, you know what, for me to be taken a lot more seriously, especially in the corporate world, I needed to um, get my qualification. And I wanted specifically more to understand color a lot better, and how color can become a game changer, and it can change and have it's mind blowing what it has done in my life. So that's when I decided to do the image consulting course, and get that qualification. So I've got something, behind my name. Style has always been part of my life. So I knew that that wouldn't become a problem for me. It's just you have to keep up with the trends and what's happening all around the world. And especially now with social media, I mean, to keep up. And my daughter and I actually had this discussion late last night on my bed about, you know, how did I get into the industry and why do I love it? And it actually ignited me again, and made me think a lot about what I actually did as a fashion buyer, and that I take it for granted. But the average person out there really has no idea. So for me, for me to inspire and get somebody to step into their confidence and to step out in confidence, it's a game changer for me. So having that kind of impact on somebody's life has been, giving me a lot more purpose as to what I do and why I do it now.
I love that you speak about purpose because earlier on in the show, we were speaking about ensuring that whatever it is that you do it intentionally with purpose,
Absolutely.
so that you can get the fulfillment out of it, and
Yes,
build that successful life. And so often we think that, success is the glitz and the glam, but it's actually, just being purposeful with your gifts, being purposeful with the things that God has given you, you know. So,
absolutely.
Liesel, what would you say have been maybe some stumbling blocks or things that have been difficult along the way within this industry? I know that you mentioned, sort of having to keep up with what's happening around you, yeah. So if you could just expand on some of the things or hurdles that you had to overcome.
I think for me, and I think as an entrepreneur, it's a massive term, but what does it actually mean? Almost 4 years ago, we went through a life-changing challenge, and my late husband had passed away in COVID, and he was
So
the
sorry.
breadwinner. I was kind of doing this as a hobby, earning money, but not taking it too seriously, not working every day. And when he had passed, it was kind of like, actually, you've got two very young adults. My daughter was in matric and my son was at varsity, and I'm now a breadwinner. I've got to run a full-on household, do all the maintenance, figure out all the finances and all of that. And that kind of knocked me, it completely knocked me. And I went into loneliness, I went into comfort eating. And for almost 3.5 years, it was just kind of spiraling and kind of trying to make sense of all of this. And I'm a very positive person, very energetic. I'd get out, I'd do a lot of things, but in the behind closed doors, I was really hurting a lot, and I had to take charge of my life. So I think for me, I have gone through quite a transformation, and I think a reinvention of who am I now as a woman on my own, living this life with two young adult kids in the house, and trying to be strong for them, but also strong for me, and to build this business of mine now. So taking it a lot more seriously and kind of empowering myself and going out there and looking for opportunities, because I've always said that opportunities are not going to land on your lap. You've got to go find it, or you actually have to create your own opportunities. So for me, it was kind of initially starting and working with other entrepreneurs, photographers, maybe some local designers, and working hand in hand with them, kind of, doing some kind of collaborations where they're going to get something out of it and I'm going to get something out of it, but it's not going to cost us money, because I never had that kind of money to lay out. So I've made phenomenal connections. I became a serial networker, just to meet people, just for them to understand Liesel Yilman, who is she, what does she do. A lot of people don't know that there is something as an image consultant. What is that? What does that mean to somebody? So getting the word out there, just kind of planting seeds. I love planting seeds, and you kind of water the seed and build the connections, build relationships. And that's an ongoing, it's ongoing. There's so many people to meet and to, I just find it so exciting. And in this post-COVID, post-lockdown era that we are all in, people are doing the most unbelievable things.
Mm.
I meet people on the weekly, and I'm blown away at how people are surviving and thriving and what they're actually capable of doing. And then often I think to myself, Liesel, you're clearly not doing enough. You need to work harder. There's more to do. Like, what are
There's
you doing?
more. There is
You
so
know?
much more. And I think that's
Yeah.
it, more especially as women. And, may your husband's soul rest in peace. I'm so
Thank you.
sorry that, you had to go through that. But yeah, that is, the nature of who we are as women. We're very
Sure.
influential. We are highly skilled. When we get to certain tasks, we ensure that we do it, and we
Yeah.
survive, for our children. We ensure that there is bread on the table for our children. So I love what you're saying, that you have met so many
Absolutely.
women that have inspired you. And that goes to show that even for someone that's listening right now, there is so much more that one can do. It really just sometimes you just need a bit of a push in the right direction, and I'm sure that you had people around you during your down times, that came around you, that support system. I think it's also so important,
Yeah.
for
I,
us when we
yeah.
journey.
Absolutely, TC. And I also just want to add, my husband was my soulmate. He was my everything,
Mm,
my financial director, my
yeah.
marketing, my supporter, my number one, let's go, let's do this. And then from having all of that to nothing,
Mm,
what I did was I had to build a boardroom table of people that
sure.
actually want to push me, they want to see me thrive. And they, if I am on the wrong path, they're going to be like, Liesel, you're steering wrongly. You need to, this is the way to go. But they up there, steering me all the way and helping me all the way. And because I try and surround myself with people that are like that. And I mean, there is obviously people that want to see you fall, and I just don't see it. I don't see it because I don't think I'm around people like that. And that kind of energy I don't allow into my space. And
Mm,
I'm very protective about my energy and my space and who I surround myself with. So I think it's a choice that we have to make, is who you surround yourself with. Who are those people that are going to push you, and they're going to want to see you grow, they're going to want to see you thrive.
mm,
Um, I deal with predominantly women. I also have male clients, but predominantly women. And there's so much hurt and hardships and struggles going on behind closed doors.
mm,
And this is across all walks of life, I must
mm,
add, all walks of life. And I want to encourage women, I want to encourage everybody that, we have a choice on how we want to live our lives.
mm.
And I keep telling my kids that we will never be victims of our situation.
Come on.
We
Mm,
are we are going to survive. We are going to thrive. And so I've also realized how I react and how I has a direct impact on how my kids react and carry themselves.
mm, mm.
And it's just, with Mother's Day having just been, I think every day is Mother's Day, but the impact that we have as women in our households, we actually dictate what
Yeah,
people are going to eat.
the
We
atmosphere.
dictate where we're going to
Mm,
go to spend the
yeah.
day, where we're going to go
Mm.
have dinner.
You're
It's
literally the
up to
director in a sense.
we are. So,
Mm,
take charge. But
yeah.
I'm at that point now where I'm actually tired of taking charge. You kind of
Mm,
like, I've had this role of being man and woman, and
mm,
I'm I'm full of being the man. I just want to be a passenger princess.
What is the, yeah, I'd love to for you to even talk about that, where a lot of women say, okay, they don't, yes, fine, I am resilient as a woman, I have certain
Sure,
strengths, right? But I'm actually tired, like you're saying, like I'm tired. I also want to be looked after. I also want to be weak, I can't always be
absolutely.
strong.
Yeah,
And I think more especially linked to, things like mental illness that I think you spoke about earlier, even
sure.
where you said that there was that problem with eating during that time of what you were going through, the loss and the mourning. So I would love for you to speak into that, like, just ensuring that we take care of ourselves, that we are not always putting ourselves last. And I think so often we
Absolutely.
do so because it's husband that comes first, and then the children, the household that has to be, you
Yeah,
know, uh, uh, kept in a sense, and
yeah.
you feel like you the one that's keeping everything.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's a
And I mean,
lot.
it's such a lot. And I think, especially as a young mom, when you've got young kids and you're working, you're building your career,
Yeah.
looking after the kids, you're kind of doing everything. And you're not spending any time or money on yourself. It's all about the kids, the husband, the household, like you said, and you
Mm,
come last. So the majority of my clientele is not in their 30s because they are so busy adulting and parenting, and they are so tired, and how they're showing up doesn't always resonate with them. And so I think it's important that you've got to. So when I was a young mom and my kids were young, I used to have a Friday afternoon where my husband would fetch the kids after school, and they would come home and have pizza and do whatever they want. And I would go. I mean, I was a fashion buyer. Shopping, I loved, and I still love it. And I have such an obsession, it's a problem. However, I would go every Friday afternoon, go have my coffee,
nice.
and then just go shop or do window shopping, so to speak. So just go try on, just it's my time. Nobody's calling me out. And it's quite funny because one of my friends yesterday, she said, all I want, and her kids are grown adults now, all she wants is just for kids to leave her alone for one day, just to not call mom, not to anything mom. It's otherwise it's just mom, mom. I mean, sometimes my kids can't find something in the house today as young adults, and they would be like,
Mom.
mom has to go see it. It's right there, but mom has to find it for them, so it's quite funny. But I think it's important, especially as women. I think you need to make time for yourself. If you're going to meet the girlfriends for coffee, or if you're going to go to gym, or if you're going to have your nails done, as your kids get older, you do have more time for yourself and your husband, or to do fun things and to start taking more care of yourself. But I think it's so important, because if you don't put it in the diary and you don't let your whole family know this is mom's time, it's never going to happen. And before
Mm,
you know it, you're going to be burnt out. And I've seen so much burnout from women that
sure.
are their families, or they are booking themselves into retreats or institutions because they've had burnout and they can't anymore. So
Mm,
before you get to that point, you need to love yourself and go have that massage. you
yes.
know
Spoil
um
yourself.
if you don't know, there's lots that you can do, but you've got to make that decision, because I think at the end of the day, if you don't take charge of your own life, nobody
Mm,
else is going to do it for you. And
mm,
you only actually have yourself to blame. And this is the thing,
mm,
we are making those decisions. So it's your choice to not have that time, even if it's 1 hour, one
mm,
hour or 30 minutes of do not disturb me. Mom is not available. You need to make that time for yourself.
mm.
Do it, ladies, do it for yourself.
I love it. Make time for yourself, ladies. Uh, don't allow the things that are happening around you to keep you away from you. Because sometimes, yeah, we are losing ourselves and we don't know who's
Yes.
who. So
Yeah.
yeah, be intentional about it. Now, Lisa, you're a stylist, and I've heard things like, oh no, she's born with it, like she's born with style, or shame, she just doesn't have style. No matter
Another,
what she
yeah,
wears, no matter,
uh,
how expensive the outfit is, she just doesn't have style. So I'm interested in hearing from you that, is there hope if maybe I'm just someone that ish I just, I don't know. I don't have style. Or if I say also the whole style thing, is style about money? Is it about like where I shop, like how expensive my clothes are? Or is it, how I put together my clothes? And, if I have style, I can wear anything from anywhere and still look good.
and again, I had this conversation with my daughter last night. Yes, style can be something you are born with. And when I was in the fashion, in the corporate retail industry, we used to say, she's got a good eye, you've got a good eye,
Mm.
you know, and yes, I have got a good eye. But style can also be built. It's like a muscle, you can practice, you can build. If you've given the right tools, it can be, engineered. So definitely, I think we all have the potential. It's just a matter of, are you prepared to put in the work? Because it does take a little bit of effort. A lot of my clients say, oh, I don't have time, I don't know what looks to put together, I've got nothing to wear. Maybe if you put a little bit of effort and a little time aside the night before, check the weather, yes, you can have a stylish outfit. So I give my clients, I do a full color and style analysis, and I give you the tools on how to dress for your body shape, how to look comfortable. Of course, sometimes if you put looks together and you're not feeling that look, then probably it's not your style. But style's got to do with your lifestyle. It's got to do with how you're dressing for your body shape. Are you wearing the right size to fit your body shape? Or are it's like the mannequin in the stores, or one of your friends that came to work today and she just looks fabulous, so you want that same look? Probably not going to work for you, so it's understanding all of that and then putting things together. And I also think that if you have a good wardrobe, bespoke wardrobe essentials, when you've got the right fitting denim jeans, oh my gosh. I mean, yesterday I wore denim jeans and a white t-shirt, and I was like, I actually feel quite stylish, like
Oh.
Madonna in one of her videos, which I never used to feel like before. So when you have the right fitting jean and the right
Mm.
t-shirt, you can look so stylish because it's the confidence, it's how you're carrying it off. So for sure, I think style can definitely be linked. You just need to, it's like learning to blow dry your hair. You need to keep practicing. If you want to get good in running, you've got to practice and you will get good at running. But if you're not doing anything about it, how do you think these things are just going to fall in your lap? Having said that, though, of course, there's social media. There's all these influencers. There's so many people putting looks and outfits together. I also do it to a point. You've got Pinterest. You've got all the celebrities putting looks together. So it's just a matter of, oh, I don't know how to put this look together. Let me go look on Pinterest. You will, I mean, it's so easy to find and to put looks and styles together. So I do I am concerned about clothing, and I think as one gets older, it's rather about having less. And I don't actually think when you get older, rather have less and wear it more often than open up your closet, it's so stacked up, but yet you got nothing to wear, so it's understanding how when you purchase something you can wear it at least three different ways, as opposed to people having a working wardrobe and a casual wardrobe and a beach wardrobe. I believe that you should be able to dress it up, dress it down. So that's when you having a fully functional wardrobe and you're actually not wasting money.
I like that a lot. It's about consciousness and being mindful of, the
Yes,
type of clothing that works for you, for your body, and having more of those instead of filling your
yes.
cupboard with the things that you don't really use. Um, Style according to, let's say, maybe, age. Is there a specific dress code that I should be dressing in my 30s, in my 40s, in my 50s, 60s, 80s, 70s, 80s? Or, do you just go with it, or does it evolve over time? Does style change, your specific style as an individual?
I think there's so many answers to that question. I think, firstly, we as humans, we evolve, we change, we grow up, our lifestyle changes. So I think there is no one set style. I do a style personality test. So depending on where you are in your life. So I've recently lost 23 and a half Ks. Um,
Wow,
I am fitting
congratulations.
into yeah, I've worked really hard for it, but
Sure.
I am now fitting into clothes. My daughter will kill me for saying this, but I'm fitting into some of her clothes also. And I've never had this. I never knew my body could look like this ever in my entire life.
Wow.
And in my early 50s now, I am having the time of my life. So my favorite pastime is shopping, trying on clothes, trying on new styles. So for me, it's not about an age. I don't believe in dressing for your age. I believe in dressing for your body shape, obviously for your budget. Um, Dressing comfortably that you feel comfortable in your clothing. And I also believe that the clothes shouldn't wear you, you should wear the clothes. So it's about that. Obviously, I am in my 50s now. I'm not going to wear the shortest little skirt because A, I just personally don't think that's appropriate. B, I don't think I'll be comfortable in it. And C, I'm a mom. I don't need to dress like my young adult daughter. I'm not interested in dressing or looking like a teenager. So I think it's about your self respect also, and how you want to be, how you want to carry yourself, but also how you want other people to perceive you. You know, it's all about first impressions. What kind of first impression would you like to make? Do you want it to be a lasting impression? Um, people, you dress the way you want to be addressed. So especially in the workplace, how are you showing up for your job, for yourself, for your brand? So I think there are so many avenues to the question that you have asked, but I certainly don't believe that, oh, now you're in your 40s, doll, sorry, you cannot wear X, Y, and Z. It doesn't work like that. I don't believe in that. So I hope I've answered your question.
No, absolutely, you have. I love it. I love it a lot. So now coming to where to from here, Liesel, what are your future hopes and plans for your industry, or for you being an image stylist or consultant?
So I think, I mean, what I love, there's quite a few things I absolutely love. I love when a client comes to me and she's walking shoulders down, she's lacking the confidence. And when she's done with a style and color consultation, there is a newfound confidence. She basically sees herself differently. She has realized that actually she can show up for herself, and now she has the
Mm,
tools. So that's number one. Number two is having a bigger impact when I'm speaking on stage and I am impacting more than one person's life in whatever I've said. There is a
mm,
message. And so planting those seeds and making people think about themselves, that they can evolve, they can reinvent themselves. And that is currently what I'm going through right now, is a
yeah.
reinvention of who Liesel is and how I'm showing up. I would love, and I think it's my biggest dream, to speak
Mm,
national stage. And I have clients overseas, but to be able to speak to a global audience, I think just reaching more and more people, with the message of that we all can show up. And for me, it really doesn't matter what size you are. You can look as gorgeous as you want to look. And that's the illusions that usher you on how to create those kind of looks. So for me, I think it is traveling the world, dressing the most incredible women and men and having an impact. And for me, I would like to impact somebody's life positively, at least one person a day. That's the mission I'm on right now, and it really does give me great joy when somebody can say, you know what, Liesel, um, I am dressing this way, or I chose to, step out in confidence today because of what you said at this occasion. So for me, that gives me a lot of joy that people really are starting to respect themselves. We've had 3 odd years of lockdown. Like, wear your clothes, guys. Ladies, gents, wear your clothes. Don't let it collect dust, or change twice a day. Why not? Show up for yourself and step out in confidence. And I'm a big advocate for wearing color. When I was going through my husband's loss, and I had been in the fashion industry, wearing black was a thing. And all the trendies and the trendoids wear the black. And when you sharp in color, and when you sharp in the right shades of color, it there's this thing called dopamine dressing, where it actually changes your mood. And I started wearing more and more color. I actually let go of black at some stage, and I was just like, I want to sharpen color because it makes me happy, and I want to choose happiness every day. And this is one way that I can start, rebuilding myself and becoming more and more happy within myself. So this has been a personal journey that I have been on, of self-discovery in my 50s. Who am I, and how am I going to live the rest of my life, and where am I going, and how am I reinventing who I am? And if I can do it, I promise you, anybody can do it. It's just a choice, it's a daily choice.
I love that it's a daily choice, and it is possible for you. It's not something that's far fetched. Lisa, what are your social media handles for those that are listening right now and saying, "Man, I want to get in touch with Lisa so that she can help me with my style."
So I'm on Instagram. It's Liesel.Yilman. So it's Leisl. I post quite often on there, and I share a bit about my life. And I'm also on Facebook. It's Liesel Yilman, image consultant and stylist. And then I'm also on LinkedIn, just as Liesel Yilman. So yeah, you can catch me wherever. I would love to hear your comments and thoughts. And if you have any questions, please go for it.
Fantastic. Liesel, thank you so, so much. I mean, it's been such an informative conversation that we've had, and trusting that we've helped a lot of people out there to know that, it's possible to be stylish, or to have that eye that you spoke about, and to have that good eye that you said. So thank you so much, and blessings to you, and we wish you nothing more but blessings on your family as well, and in the business. May it grow and continue to thrive as it has so far, and continue to touch people's lives, because I think what you do goes beyond just clothing and style, but it's much deeper. It carries a lot of purpose. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, TC. You've been incredible. I really appreciate it. And I hope to meet you one day soon in person. Thanks,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Blessings to you. Bye bye.